hip hop is an animal because hip hop not only saved a lot of people's lives, but it also ended a lot of people's
Oh
lives
yeah, yeah.
because they took whatever another person or their persona or their alter ego who they turned into. They
And
had to
they,
live that, and then Joe Smo and
yeah,
Kentucky are just in their in the opposite neighborhood.
yeah.
Would take that shit serious,
No,
especially
it's
during
true.
that Crips and Bloods time. It was
No,
like
it's
that
true.
was
But I think there was a short period of time in the '80s, like from the mid '80s to like
with the Run DMC,
with the,
the
yeah,
golden
to
era.
the golden era to like the late, '80s, where hip hop was very positive, man. It was uplifting, it was like
Until
educational.
the West Coast got a hold of it, and then we turned it into a business, and we turned it
Yeah,
into
yeah.
a turf. We turned hip hop into a turf.
I agree, man. Like I didn't like NWA when they first came out. I liked the music, but I didn't like
What they stood for.
what they stood for because I think, wow, like fuck, after all this, yeah, I was like, after all this, like change, right? Like hip hop, made people change.
Right.
And then NWA made it like it was okay to
Cool to
be
the
into hip hop and still gang bang,
right.
Before that, you had to kind of choose. Like, it was a whole different scene. Like gangbangers always listen to hip hop, but it wasn't a culture thing for them. It was just music.
Like Toddy T, the Bataram,
Right.
all that stuff. The
Yeah.
Dope Man. If you
Yeah.
think about those songs that they were making, they were talking about what was really going on in the
Going
streets at
on in
that
the
time.
hood, but it was like a wake up call. Like,
Right, the
yo,
wake up
like,
call.
so like Toddy T, even like I consider that gangster rap before NWA, but he wasn't influencing people in a violence type of way. You know what I mean? He was talking about the street and kind of reporting what was going on.
And New York was doing gangster rap too with PSK.
Well, that was Philly. Yeah, Schoolie D,
Philly.
Philadelphia. But yeah, I mean, he's the real originator of what you call gangster rap to me, right? And I think some people acknowledge that now, but because when PSK came out in LA and K-Day was playing the shit out of it, and that's when Eazy-E copied the pattern and came out with Boys in the Hood. Ice-T used the same pattern, came out with 6 in the Morning, but it was all Schoolie D's, flow, really.
He did
Yeah.
pretty much. Now you think about it, he did
Yeah.
start